Anyway, so what I want to talk about today is, this is nothing on the film, this is us just brainstorming quickly.
It will go on the film because this is where the best stuff happens.
The best. So I want to rant about, this isn't me like...
It's not a rant,
it's not a rant, it's just a discussion. So about people utilising their time wisely prior to the actual class starting, right? So I love seeing people when I'm like in and around the gym, whether I'm training myself, training other people, just milling about. I love seeing people come in prior to classes and like be like productive with their time and kind of just like be really self-sufficient and just get on with things in terms of like warming up, practicing skills, you know, doing extra like accessory work they need to do prior to training, things that maybe they just know they need to slot in. Maybe you know they've got an injury, they've got physio exercises they need to do, or they generally just want to upskill themselves in something which is not included in the workout of the day, or they find generally hard with their training. Some of my most enjoyable times in the gym are when I walk into the gym and I just see a gym full of people just doing that shit, just, you know, training really, and just getting on with things. And I love helping people get to the point where they can just do that themselves. So what I want to rant about is, if you arrive, you know, 10 or 15 minutes prior to a class, and just that kind of like weird time of this, like kind of like a dead bit of time prior to, you know, like the group warm-up kicking off, or people just kind of catching up, like to actually just be, you know, productive with that time and put it towards something useful. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So what do you do in that time?
Well, I think everyone's going to be slightly individual, so I'll give you an
Or some people come in at 1 minute before.
Yeah, I'm not talking about
no,
this.
no, and then other people come in 20 minutes before.
Yeah, exactly. So the people who can only just get here for the start of the class, this is not me talking to them. Like, I appreciate they may be really pushed to even just get there for that.
They have jobs.
They have jobs. So that's fine. What I'm talking about are there's always people in and about who they arrive, say there's a 5:15 class, they get here at like 10 to 5, right? So it's like 25 minutes, and you know, you might spend 5 or 10 minutes of that time just, you know, catching up with people that you haven't seen in a few days who you normally train with. But there's always going to be, you know, 10 or 15 minutes where I think people can utilise that time better and go, right, what are the things that I know that I need to work on, you know, that I could use this time now to do them, right? Because if you think, if I come in and train 3 or 4 times a week and I'm arriving like 20, 25 minutes prior, that's a lot of time which you can really put to use.
Do maths.
To bettering something. So if there's like a skill that you think you want to improve, right, I might do 10 minutes of double under practice. I might do 10 minutes of like muscle up practice with, you know, transitions on low rings, or, you know, working on force grip on high rings. It might be some pull-up progressions. Things that you generally find hard, that would be a good time to slot them in, as opposed to after the workout when you're tired from the training you've already done. Do it when you're fresh. You know, do a little bit of warm-up, a little bit of activation, just a few minutes, and then get cracking with the things that you maybe have been set by a coach to do. So it might be some sort of pull-up progression that you've got to do.
But getting that,
yeah.
Right, just I'm going to dig in now, right? Because we need to. How do they get that progression?
So
how do they get the muscle progressions from wherever?
Yeah. So that's
because we don't really touch on them by gymnastics classes.
Yeah. So good question. There is an opportunity. A lot of people we have now hooked up with a coach in the gym, whether it's myself, Andrew, Cheryl, to work on these individual things as part of their training, which they can work on outside of classes, right? So a lot of people have started doing that, working with somebody to get these additional skills or areas of their training upskilled by being prescribed individual sort of progressions of things to work on. But that would be a great time to put them in, because a lot of people are like, right, when should I actually do these? You can arrive early, that's a great time to do it when you're fresh, you've got the energy, you've got the mental focus got to be able to put into it, because you're not pre-fatigued from doing your normal training for the day. So that's kind of what I want to talk about, is if you come into the gym and the class isn't due to start yet, sure, catch up with people, move around the gym, but generally just, I think, I like seeing people move around and be kind of busy in the gym, you know, get to work a little bit earlier. Don't always feel like you're going to be prompted by a coach to be like, right, let's start the warm-up. You know, it's like, get to it, let's start doing some work. You know, if you've got time to kill, utilise it efficiently.
Speak to a coach.
Speak to a coach, absolutely. If you want things to do, come and speak to us.